So guys, this I want to show us another use of useState. Okay. Imagine having this text here and I want to apply something like a read more if this text is more than a certain length. Okay. I want to apply a read more so that when you click on the read more, I'll be able to read the full text. And when I click back, I should be able to have the full text reading if the length of the string is more than a certain amount. Okay, so I'm going to show us how we can be able to achieve that using hook. All right, so first of all, I need to create a component called readmore. I can call it readmore.js. So I can come inside my component folder here and I create a component called readmore.js. Okay, in my readmore.js, I'll simply do my RFC to create my function. Normally, I don't like this, so there's no need for me to import it. I'm going to just remove that. So I'm going to have, I have to create a hook here. So normally as this thing is, I can create a hook and the hook can be like show full text, can call it show full text and set show full text, set show full text. So I create a hook, show full text, show, and it's going to be equal to useState. I have to click that useState so I'll be able to import it. useState, import the hook. So my useState hook, I'm going to initialize it to false. So because it's going to be like a conditional statement, so I'm going to initialize my show full text to false. All right. So my show full text is going to be equal to false. All right. So this hook will, because I'm using hook here, I have to import this thing as a client. So otherwise, my stuff will start getting me into trouble. Okay, so I need to import clients here. That is one thing that you have to know whenever you are using Next.js. Is a client, is a server-side application. So if you are doing anything client-side, like you're using on click function, you are using hook, you have to switch to use clients. Okay, so my read more is going to, I want to pass it a prop of text. So it's going to take text, okay, as a parameter. And I'm going to take that text as a prop. All right, so after my hook, I'm going to write a function that will actually monitor this for me. So I'm going to call the function const handle click. So the function that will handle the click for me. So I just call it const handle click. Okay, so let me just create it as a function instead of using arrow function. Let me just call it function handle click. Function handle click. Okay, so what is my function handle click going to be? So it's going to set full text to true. So my full text will now be set to true. So that is basically what it's going to do for me. Set full text will be equal to true. So I'm going to put up my conditional. Okay, my conditional is going to come next. So I'm going to say if my text, if text dot length, the length of my text is less than or equal to, let me say 20, is less than or equal to 20. If the length of my text is less than or equal to 20, or it is also show full text, or show full text. So show full text is true. Okay, show full text here is false. Okay, or show full text. So what do I want it to do? I want it to return a paragraph. I want it to return a paragraph. Okay, if that is true, I want it to return. I want it to return. So I can simply say return. I'm using, mind you, I'm actually doing this thing inside my export statement, so it's fine for me to use return. So I'm going to return a P. I can say P. I just simply use a P element. Okay, I can say return P. So it's going to return the text. So it should return the text for me. So if it is less than 20, it's going to return the text for me. So what happens when it is not less than 20? Okay, if it's not less than 20, so I can actually do the other one inside here. So if it is not less than 20, this other return statement we can form as the this other return statement can form as the else statement. Okay, instead of me saying else, do this. So I can say else if it's that. So return P for me, just return P, and I say return P, and inside this I have to put parentheses. I want it to return P, and the P will be text. The P will be equal to text. Oh, come on. Do something. Oh. Return text dot slice. Return text dot slice. Okay. Return text dot slice 0, 20. 0, 20. Okay, return text of slice 0, 20. So return from 0 to text of length 20. And I want it after returning it, it should also include other dots, kind of an ellipse. Okay. And then after the paragraph 2, I want it to also give me a button. I want to also have a button here. Okay. So, and the button is going to be like, we have a text of read more. The button will have a text of read more. Okay, I can design these buttons and everything. So this button is going to take an on click, and the on click will be handle click. So this button is going to take handle click. Okay, I can decide to design this button however that I want it to have it and stuff like that. So I can make the text, I can give it a class name. I can make the text to be gray, text gray. I can make the text to have a color of gray, stuff like that. So, and then when it is overdone, I want the text to be white. Okay, when it is overdone, you can see when I hover on it, I want text white. Okay, so text white when it is overdone, but originally the text color will actually be green. Okay, so that is it. So I create a function. I create my hook. I imported the hook. Okay, so I now have this and this function. I'm going to export. I'm going to export it. So now I'm going back. I'm going back to. I'll go back to my page.js where I have this text here. Here I have this text here. Okay, so and how am I going to use this? So I want to import that. So instead of this thing returning this, probably I have to take this text. Let me take this text. Okay, let me take this text and Control X. I don't actually need the paragraph again because the paragraph already exists inside here. I already have this returning a paragraph, so I don't need that paragraph anymore. Okay, so I can actually call this. A variable. Just reduce all these full lines that I have here. I can call this a variable. Can actually say const text. Okay, or string to be equal to, I just put that text there, okay, or string to be equal to this, right? So that is fine. So string will be equal to that, and then my return statements will actually fall inside there. So I'm going to bring in that read more. So I'm going to bring in that read more. Read more. I'm going to bring it in, which I'm importing it. I'm going to bring in that read more text. Okay. So, and my read more text, my read more component contains contains a string here called text. So I'm going to pass it that string and now pass it that string. So I can say string that text will now be equal to str. That text will now be equal to str. So let's test it out and see how it works in our browser. You can see read more, and when I click it, the text will actually be variable. So whenever I click on it, the text gets back to. So I can actually make this read more to be on the same line with that text. So I'm going to go back to the read more text. Okay. So let me just class name of flex. So I will allow it to flex it so that both of them can be on the same line. Okay, so they're on the same line now. So when I click on it, it can actually take you there. So read more, you can see the color is gray, and when I hover on it, and then the text definitely disappears. So what happens when this string is more than let me pass it another string. Let's assume that we have a string that is not up to, let's say I have string 2 const str. I have another string. I have string 2 to be equal to hello everybody. Hello everybody. Okay. Hello everybody. And then I have this read more text here. Okay, which now goes to string 2. Okay. So when I have that, you can actually see that the text is displaying is not stringified, is not cutting it out because it is okay. This thing actually is like this because I can say flex row, flex school, so that they can be on separate line. So that is fine. Okay, so you can see that this text, there is nothing to cut out because the text is not up to 20. But if the text is up to 20, hello everybody, this is a use state hook. This is a use state hook. Use state hook. So now I've had something that is more than 20, and then I can see the read more there. So when I click on it, when I click on this, it's going to be. So this is just a simple application of using useState to create a read more text. So watch out for other examples. We'll be doing that and be showing you also how you can apply hooks.